The Professional Fighting League and ESPN announced a new 2-year partnership with PFL events to be aired on ESPN and ESPN+. And joining me now to discuss is PFL champion and 2-time Olympic gold medalist Kayla Harrison. Now tell us about this new deal with ESPN. How much do you expect it to raise both yours and the PFL's profile?
Well, I think that, ESPN is the home for sports on TV. It's really cementing itself as the place to go watch combat sports. And MMA is the fastest growing sport in the world, so it's time to jump on ship, and I think the PFL is just going to rise right along with it.
And that would tell fans that the PFL is here. You know the roster. How long do you think it will take for people to realize that some of the best fighters in the world are in the PFL?
Well, I think what's great about the format of PFL is it's a season. So it's very similar to the MLB or the NBA. Fans are going to be able to watch every Thursday night, and they're going to be able to see fighters compete multiple times. So you're going to get to hear their stories. You're going to get to know the fighters. You're going to get to see them compete on the highest stage. So it's a very fan-friendly format, and it's also a fighter-friendly format. If you want to be the best, you have to win. It's no trash talk. It's no interim titles. It's none of that. It's just you compete, you win, you get to go home with $1 million.
Why do you think that works better? Because it's easier to follow? There's not 12 belts on one person.
Yeah, this is the business of sports. If it were about who was the best trash talkers or who had the best uniforms, would the Yankees be, World Series champs? No, because their uniforms are awful.
Oh, you don't think the pinstripes are classic?
I'm just teasing. Yeah. I'm just teasing. But, that is what sport is all about. It's about, putting all that stuff aside. You don't care where you're from. You don't care how much money you have in your bank, and you just go out and you compete. You try to be the best possible version of yourself. And if you are successful at that, then you are successful inside the cage. And I think that's how sports should be.
Another thing that will be coming with the PFL, the first ever women's lightweight division.
That's right.
Why is that so significant in your mind?
Well, I think it's just, shattering ceilings. I think a lot of people in MMA or fans of MMA don't feel like bigger women should be able to compete, or that there's not enough depth and this and that and the other. But if you build it, they will come. You have to start somewhere. And we're going to start right on top of my shoulders. And I've got big shoulders, so I can handle that pressure. But, in judo in the Olympics, there are 7 female weight classes and 7 male weight classes. It's completely equal. And I really hope to see MMA get to that point where one day it's completely equal.
And you see that, being the way it's going? Because we are seeing that across sports. I mean, even in something like the WWE,
yeah.
The women are more prominent now.
Well, it's tough because, of course, MMA is still very much an entertainment right now based on other, promotions' way of doing it. But with the PFL, this could eventually, it could be an Olympic sport someday with the way the rules are, the way it's regulated, the way, the system is. So I think, if you're going to be an Olympic sport, if you're going to be considered something real, then it has to be an even playing field. Deals
like the one with ESPN and PFL are allowing fans to see more and more fights, more and more fighters, more and more leagues, obviously. Is there a fighter out there right now, he or she, that you most enjoy watching?
I really, I'm a huge fan of Khabib Nurmagomedov.
It's taken me a while.
I know. I feel like he's a grappler. He used to do judo when he was younger. He's undefeated. He's not afraid to be himself. And, I want to be like that. I want to be not unapologetically myself. I want to be successful. I want to be undefeated. And I want to literally instill my will in people and make them give up like he does.
Who's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world?
It doesn't make sense to me. Like the rankings, the way they have like MMA rankings, all of it's like bogus. It's not real. It's not based on any real system. So I don't know who the best pound-for-pound fighter is right now. I think Demetrius Johnson is one of the best. There's a couple other coming up. You have all these people now who are 2-division champs. I think Amanda, my training partner, Amanda Nunes, could be considered one of the best. She's taken out every superstar the UFC's ever had. She's won a belt in 2 divisions, and she plans on defending both of those belts. So not is she only going to win them, but she's going to defend them. So for me, she could be the greatest pound for pound right now.
Where would you rank yourself right now?
I don't know, in the embryo stage. I've only had 3 fights. I'm not anything close to what I'm going to be by the end of my career. You guys are just seeing the surface, and I'm going to be one of the greatest as well.
So what should fans expect to see when you are back in the cage?
I think just a more well-rounded, more developed fighter, a little more composure, a little more ability to take my time, pick my shots, better striker. I'm going to be the best MMA fighter, not the best judo player in a cage.